Hello, you all. In this section, we're going to be discussing how you could publish your research in a publishing journal. This presentation is presented and created by myself. I'm Meena Faiez Assad. I come from Egypt and I go to Ain Shams University. I'm also a member of the Guidance and Mentoring Committee with Professors and Statistical Analysis Committee of the INORIS International. Right before we start, we'd like to give you a brief idea about what a medical journal is. So, a medical journal is a peer-reviewed scientific journal that communicates medical information to physicians and other health professionals. Journals that cover many medical specialties are sometimes called general medical journals. In the next slides are a list of the biggest journals you may one day need to submit your research to. So we're going to take one example. Here we have AIDS as a name or topic you want to go for, and it's related to the AIDS, and we have Lippincott Williams Wilkins, and that is a giant publishing company. So you just need to make sure that Lippincott Williams Wilkins has a section for AIDS, and it could actually publish such topics. Okay, so we're going to move on. Now, as for how to embark on with publishing, here are some of the steps you need to follow. First thing you need to do is you submit your research. Submitting your research through your chosen journal's online submission site, you will need to register for an account to do this. Once your account is set up, you will be guided through a 7-step submission process, starting with next. So once you've submitted it, there will be an editor check. Your paper will then be read by the journal's editor to see if it fits with the aims and scope of the journal, just as we explained before. If you submit it to an academic journal, they will enter into a rigorous, double-blinded peer review process which considers the quality, originality, approach, and clarity of your paper. Next, we're going to have to go through decision. Once the reviewers have read your paper, they will make one of the following recommendations or decisions based on what they read. They can accept it, or ask you for minor revisions, ask for major revisions, or simply reject it. The final decision lies within the editor. Reviewer feedback on paper will be provided to the corresponding author. Note, if the paper is outside the journal's scope, the editor may reject it and suggest it is transferred to a more relevant journal. Next is revisions. You will receive an email from the editor containing the final decision. If you're asked to make revisions, you have 30 days to resubmit for minor revisions and 90 days to resubmit for major revisions. Once you've resubmitted your paper, it will be reassigned to the same reviewers to check whether the comments have been addressed. If sufficient improvements have been made, your paper will be accepted. If not, you may be asked to perform multiple revisions or have your paper withdrawn. The typesetting. Once accepted, your paper is immediately processed for copyrights and whether third-party permissions have been provided. Your paper is then sent to a typesetting team who will perform further quality checks and prepare PDF proofs. You will receive an email link to the PDF proofs along with a query form that highlights any inconsistencies, grammar, table, figure, and referencing errors that need resolving before publication. Next is author proofs. Your proof must be returned to the typesetters within 10 working days. If this deadline cannot be met, an outstanding queries will be resolved by the publisher himself. Next is the early site. Once proofs are returned, corrections are made by the typesetting team, then final proofs are sent to the journal's content editors for final checks. Once this is complete, your paper is published through early site. Your paper is now a fully citable published article with a DOI number. The article can be promoted, downloaded, and referenced. Your published article will remain on early site until it is assigned to an issue. And now, last but not least, the publication. When a journal issue is available for your article to be published in, the typeset files will be reworked by the typesetting team to add pagination, volume, and issue details. The resupplied files will be reloaded to an online platform, moving from the early site container to a relevant volume and issue number. Where applicable, a print copy will then be produced. So that is that, and that's me at the end again. And thank you all for listening.